All right, good afternoon, mathematicians. How are we doing today? We're good? We ready to learn? I see a bunch of learners out there. Okay, so the first step we're going to do today before getting onto our lessons, we're going to put our thinking caps on. Everybody, put them on. All right, let's see. Today mine is purple. What color is everybody else's? I see some greens and yellows and stars and smiley faces. I love these thinking caps. All right, so let's leave them on till the end of the lesson, or if you want to leave them on all day long, you can. So what we're going to do today is we're going to learn a new way of doing an addition problem by using our place value charts and counting discs, okay? So the term for this new way is called the standard algorithm. I know that sounds scary and difficult, but I promise you it's just words. It's actually very easy, okay? So let's go over first and remind ourselves how we set up our problem when we do our place value chart, okay? So now y'all do have empty place value charts at your desk, but don't work on those now. We're going to just help Miss McDonald fill out hers. We're not going to fill out yours yet. We'll use yours for the second math problem, okay? So let's just go ahead and you're going to tell me how I'm going to fill out our math our chart, our drivers board. So the numbers, the two numbers we're adding today are going to be that's an S. 53 plus 28, okay? Now, we're adding these together, so since we don't know the total, we're going to go ahead and put a question mark right there in that total spot, all right? So, who wants to tell me what we're going to label our columns as? All right, Marcus, you want to go ahead? All right, so the first one, so we're starting with the ones. Okay, which one's a ones column? That's right, all the way to the right, so ones. And then what's our next column? Tens? Which one is that? This one? No, it's this one right here, okay. Tens. And then what's this third and final one? Hundreds, good job. Pat on the back, Marcus. All right, so now our next step in filling out our place value chart is to take these numbers and turn them into dots and represent them down here in our place value chart, right? Okay, so who wants to break down the number 53 for me? Kendall? Okay, let's see here. What number are we starting with first? The 3? Okay, and where are our 3 dots going to go? In the 1 spot, that's right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and so what's next? The 5s, and what column are we placing those in? The 10s, good job. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, Kendall. Pat on the back, you did awesome. Okay, so now we've got our first number on our chart. Now we need to work on the second number. Everybody raise your hand and tell me who wants to break down the number 28 for me in the chart. Devin. All right, where are we starting, Devin? Are we starting with the 2 or the 8? The 8, and where are we putting these 8 dots? In the 1s. Okay, I'm gonna count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and now we're gonna move on to the 2, and where are we placing these 2 dots, Devin? In the 10s, here we go. 1, 2. All right, so now we have 53 and 28 on our board represented by dots. Now, what is our next step, guys? To count the dots. All right, so everybody as a group, we're going to, in our inside voice, count the dots in the 1 section first, okay? Let's count them out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got 11. Uh-oh. Can we have 11 dots in the 1s? We can't, can we? Okay, so what are we going to do? Michelle? That's right. We are going to group, we're going to count out 10 dots. We're going to bundle them together and place them in what column? The 10s column. That's right. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the last one in our group. So we're going to bundle those together. And we got, what are we going to do? We said put it in the tens. That's right. So we're going to bring that up over here. And so we turn 10 ones into 1 10. Okay. Now how many do we have left over in the one spot? 1. That's correct. So that 1 goes right down here. All right. Now we're going to count the tens. Everybody out loud. Let's count the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 dots in our tens. Can we have 8 dots in our tens? Is that allowed? You're right, it is. We can have 8. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and put the 8 right there. Sorry about the wonky 8. All right, so now what about our hundreds? Our hundreds column, did we miss something? Were we supposed to put some dots in our hundreds column? No. Why not? Every other one's got dots in it. That's right, because we are working with 2-digit numbers. Both of our numbers in our addition problem have 2 digits. What if we had a 1 here and made it a 3-digit number? Would this go someplace? That's right, it would. We would put 1 right here, but since we don't, we've got 2-digit numbers. We're only using 2 columns right now. And we've already added them up. We didn't have to carry over. So this problem is good, isn't it? Excellent. So now we know that, that 53 plus 28 equals 81. Good job. Y'all are great mathematicians. So now I'm going to erase these numbers. We're going to get a second math problem. And what I want y'all to do is while I'm setting this up, go ahead and label your place value charts that are on your desk, okay? Just label the columns for me. And when you're done, just raise your hand so I can see that everybody is done. All right? Okay, it looks like everybody is done. Excellent. So now, for this lesson, we're going to be math detectives. And what are we trying to do in this math problem? What are we going to have to find out? Because, you know, detectives have to, they're always on the search to figure something out, right? So today, we are going to figure out what 56 milliliters plus 27 milliliters of water equals. And once we figure that out, then we are going to use our new way. I'm going to teach you the new lesson, or new way to add addition problems. Okay, so we are going to, and I'll show you that, but I want you to leave a little space right here. You see this tiny little space over here? That space is where we're going to use and write our addition problem to solve. It's such a small space for an addition problem, right? Okay, so don't worry. We'll worry about that later. Let's work on this first. So we have, let's see, our first number is 56 milliliters. Can everybody say milliliters? Milliliters, good job. That was a good try. Y'all did really good. So we're putting 56 here. And what's our second number? What are we adding to 56? 27. So we're adding 56 and 27. And we are trying to figure out the total of milliliters of water. That's correct. So I'm going to place these bottles back here, and they'll come back later. I'll show you that later. So we're going to put a question mark here because that's what we don't know, and that's what we're trying to figure out. Now, like we did previously, let's go ahead and break down our numbers. All right, and put them on our place value chart with dots. Okay, so who can tell me how to break down 56? Kona. All right, where are we starting? Starting with the 6. So we're putting 6 dots where? On the ones. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I want y'all to fill y'all's own place value charts out while I'm filling these out. So everybody put 6 on the ones, 6 dots under your ones. All right, Kona, and now where are we putting this 5? Where are we putting 5 dots? Under the tens. Everybody hear that? 5 dots in the tens column. So go ahead and do that at your desk. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so who's going to help me break down this 27? Aaliyah? Perfect. All right, so what number are we starting with? The 7. Correct. Okay, so let's add 7 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome. And now where are we putting these 2 dots? Under the 10s. 1, 2. Great. Give yourself a pat on the back, guys, for helping me with that. Now, let's see. Do we need anything in the hundreds column? No, we don't. We know we don't because they're only 2 digit. Okay. So now we're going to add up the dots in our columns, right? So let's all count them out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Uh-oh, we have 13. What do we need to do? That's right, we need to group them into 10. So let's see, count out 10 on your paper, and I'll do it here on mine. And we are going to bundle that. Okay, so there's 10. And we're doing what? Carrying it over into the 10th spot. Good job. Now, how many ones do we have left? 3. So we're going to put the 3 right down here. Now, we're going to count our 10s like we did the ones. Let's count them out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we need to bundle anything in the 10s column? We don't, do we? So we're all good. We're just going to put the number 8 here. So what we've learned is 56 milliliters plus 27 milliliters of water equals 83. Good job, class, because that 83 is right there. We see that. So 83. Now, Miss McDonald, what's this new lesson you're teaching us? So this, my math detectives, is what we're going to do. I want you to watch me first and then to do it on yours. We're going to take this and we're going to write it. We're going to take this exact information and write it just in a different way. So watch me first. We're going to take 56 and we're going to write it right here like this. Okay? So we got 56. We got 5 in the 10s, 6 in the 1s column. Now let's go ahead and label these. That will make it a little bit easier since we're new at this. Later on you won't have to label them, but let's just make it easier on ourselves when we're new. Okay, so the next number is 27. Now how we're going to do this is we're going to take 27 and we're going to line it up right underneath the 56. Now watch me first. We're going to put the 2 right under the 5 and the 7 right under the 6, right? Okay, perfect. That's it, right? No, it's not it. We still got something missing. Are we subtracting or adding here? We're adding because it says it right here. So we're going to take our plus sign and put it out here to the left. So we know we're adding 56 plus 27. Now, we're going to make this sign, and this means equals, okay? So, look, looks just like this number, doesn't it? 56 plus 27 equals. That's what we have. Now, just like we did here, here we use dots, and here we're using numerals. We're using our numbers instead of dots. So we're just going to do the same thing. We added our dots here. We're going to add our numbers here. Now, you might be able to go 6 plus 7 is 13 in your head. And if you want to, you can count the dots while they're still there. But we know it equals 13, right? Because we have a 3 here. And then we added, this was 10, so we added over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 3 and put it right under the 1s like we did over there, right? Now, what about that extra 10 that's not here is what you're asking. I know. Just follow me. Here we go. So the number's 13. So we're going to put 1 and 3. So 1 and 3, 13. 1 spot, 10 spot. So we're going to put that 1 right here across that line. So we know when we go to add our 10s, we're adding 5 plus 2 plus the 1 that we moved over like we moved over here. So let's go and add. 5 plus 2 is 7, and 7 plus 1 is 8. Awesome. See, now we got 83 and 83. This looks much easier, doesn't it? This one's easier because you can count the dots individually, but this doesn't need all the workspace, does it? Some mathematicians think it's easier to use this one than to use this one, but I think the more practice we get, you'll be able to see that. All right, guys, so everybody give yourself a round of applause. Great work, math detectives. All right, so I'm going to add these to each other just to make sure that we've got the correct amount. Oops, spilled a little drop. Okay, Is that 8? It's 83. So we know that 56 plus 27 equals 83. All right, guys. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to separate you into groups. Each group will have a math problem. You will work on that math problem together, and you will see a second math problem at the bottom. If you finish your math problem before we break out, then you can start working on that one together. Otherwise, we're going to work on that after the end of the lesson. But so you're going to work on your math problem, you're going to use your place value charts, and then I'm going to take you out of those groups, place you into new groups, and you're going to teach that new group and show them how your team came up with the answer for your problem that your team had, okay? Now I'm gonna walk around to each group, and if I'm there and you have questions, feel free to ask me, but I want you to talk to each other first and ask each other questions first, and then if you need me, I'll come around, okay? All right, y'all did a great job. Let's get into our groups.